Next up, and just as the summer is winding down, things were recently heating up at the Eastern Nebraska Research and Extension Center near Meade. Dr. Stevan Knezevic recently hosted a workshop to showcase the advantages of flame weeding in an organic operation. It gives attendees the opportunity to learn how to control over 10 major Midwestern weeds in crops like sweet corn, popcorn, soybeans, and sorghum. Today, Bill Dodd is taking a closer look, along with some updates on the University of Nebraska-Lincoln's TAPS competition. Bill, what have you got your eye on this week?
Thanks, Troy. According to the 2019 Organic Trade Association Industry Survey released earlier this spring, organic food sales made up about 5.7% of overall U.S. food sales. Now, organic product sales have been increasing year to year over the last decade, and with no signs of the market slowing down, more efficient and environmental friendly management practices are taking center stage with many organic producers. In recent years, many organic farmers have ranked weeds as their #1 problem. Hand weeding had been one of the most popular physical methods of weed control in previous years. However, this practice isn't very cost-effective for many producers. Furthermore, it's been shown that repeated cultivation can increase the odds of soil erosion while promoting new patches of weeds in a field. Enter Stevan Knezevic, professor of agronomy and horticulture at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. With a classroom full of eager minds, Knezevic is mindful of the fact that this is not the end-all be-all of weed management, as he begins to lay out the how, why, and benefits behind weed flaming as a tool for producers.
There's a lot of people out there who thought a Roundup was a silver bullet. Or apparently, even though it's a great chemical, the way we used it, how much we used it, we basically run it to the ground, and it's not a silver bullet anymore. Now we have new technology that also has some issues. So this is just another tool in the toolbox. I'm not telling people that, hey, flaming is going to solve all of your problems. Absolutely not. It's just going to be a tool in the toolbox. And so far, over the last 10 years or so, I've been working primarily with the organic guys who really like to use this tool. And these 40-some people who are here at the workshop today, they're all organic guys. We do have actually a few conventional guys that farm over 1,000 acres, and they actually have a 12-row unit, and they have issues with some of the glyphosate-resistant palmer and water hemp, and they're actually using flaming as one of the tools in the toolbox. So.
While flaming can be an efficient and cost-effective tool for organic producers, Stevan tells me the biggest takeaway he wanted people to get from this workshop was that participants come away with the knowledge to perform this management practice safely and efficiently.
The biggest takeaway from this workshop is that these organic guys, they need another tool in their toolbox. Most of them are working with cultivation, they're working with all kinds of mechanical means, they are doing hand weeding, which is very expensive. Hand weeding can cost easily a couple hundred bucks an acre. For $10 an acre, it's not a brainer to use flaming, even though if you buy a machine and all that. So we want to show them that this tool exists and teach them how to do it properly, because flaming is very effective and it's relatively easy to use in grassy type crops like different types of corn and sorghum. But for soybean and sunflower, you have to really know what you're doing. So that's what we teach here. We show them the growth stages of soybean and sunflower development. And there are stages where you should be able to go in and flame without any problem. Other stages, if you flame, then you can hurt the crop.
Now, we can't talk too much about flaming without hearing a bit about irrigation and UNL's TAPS competitions. For those who aren't too familiar, TAPS stands for Testing Ag Performance Solutions. This is an innovative program created by UNL research extension specialists and educators. The competition facilitates numerous real-world farm management competitions that gathers UNL educators and researchers with producers, ag students, industry leaders, among others. As a network focused on increasing production profitability, the competition provides a low-risk environment to give participants the ability to test a variety of tactics and technologies. Over the last couple of years, the TAPS competitions have focused on sprinkler-irrigated corn under variable-rate sprinkler irrigation systems administered from the West Central Research and Education Center in North Platte, Nebraska. While the most recent competition introduced subsurface drip irrigation systems, one big advantage to this competition is that TAPS farm management allows existing SDI producers to evaluate their management strategies against their peers and university recommendations. It also provides opportunities for producers interested in adopting an SDI system to familiarize themselves and learn how to manage it prior to adopting their practice on their own operation. In other words, it gives producers the ability to test the functionality of new systems and practices without betting the farm. Now moving into its third year, the competition is gaining momentum with several eager participants.
Talking with Colby Gardine out of EcoDrip, we talked about maybe using taps as a way to introduce SDI, introduce it, and then also provide an opportunity for people to play around and manage it before jumping in and making that investment, right? And so with that being said, EcoDrip donated an SDI system for our competition, and from that we have 16 teams competing in this year. So we like to think that there is value across all interested participants, both growers, regulatory agency, commodity boards, as well as ag service providers. So on a grower perspective, we look at it as two different ways. One, if somebody's interested in kind of vetting their management philosophies and strategies and to see how it compares against some of their peers. And then the alternative way to look at it is it gives an opportunity in a no-risk environment to try something new, try something that you otherwise might not want to try on your own operation.
With the success of the TAPS competitions, the program is again expanding with a new competition. The latest contest will be conducted near Sidney, Nebraska, and will feature winter wheat. Much like previous competitions, there will be a cash prize for the most profitable, highest input use efficiency, and highest yield. And 20 teams will be selected to compete, with participants making multiple farm management decisions, including selecting crop insurance, seed rating, nutrient management, and grain marketing, among others. If you're interested in competing in the first ever winter wheat competition or sponsoring the contest, you can reach out to the program coordinator, Crystal Rhodes, at crystal.rhodes@unl.edu. And Troy, that's what I've got my eye on this week. Send it back to you.